Howdy, I'm Parker. I'm the general manager of the barn at Four Pines Ranch, and we're going to talk about what the all-inclusive at our venue actually means. I'm here with Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I am the director of venue success, so I handle the coordination.
So we've been doing this for over 11 years. We've been a family-run business, and I've seen weddings that are absolutely stellar, and I've seen weddings that are absolutely stressful. And the number one thing that I've noticed is the ones that are less stressful are the ones that do the all-inclusive. So Stephanie, what have you seen in the all-inclusive that makes it stress-free for the bride?
Yeah, I think that whenever we get together and we get to know you and we create that timeline and we're able to really just make sure that everything is exactly how they envisioned it. And we are able to determine what the top priorities of the wedding would be for the couple and really be able to execute it. Then we can distribute it out to all of our vendors, and it's just one time that you're making those decisions, and you're not having to answer to 14 other vendors. And especially on the week of the wedding, I hear a lot of times the vendors are just calling and calling and calling and calling, and that's already a stressful time. So to be able to have somebody to just say and divert all of your questions to is really, really important.
Well, can you imagine it? It's your week of your wedding. You got family that's flying in. You have so many things coming at you. And you have all these vendors that are just now reaching out, asking, what do we do? Where do we go? That's so much stress that you just don't need on your plate for your wedding day.
Yeah, I mean, I can just say, like, there has been so many times where we've had vendors that have shown up and they have no clue where to park even, or where to enter or exit. They need their hand held throughout the whole process. And, you know, us giving them that attention, it actually takes away attention from the bride. And we want to be there and present for the bride. So with our vendors, they already know where to go. They know our expectations. They know the sweet spots at the venue to get those beautiful sunset shots. They really just know everything that we want, and we have really high expectations for them, and they definitely meet them. And so that's really, really, really nice.
When I started out, I was actually a DJ. So I played at the small rinky-dink bars in my college town to finally getting into weddings. That's how I got my start here at the barn at Four Pines Ranch. We've been a family venue, and I started as the DJ here. And I remember my dad started me on the smallest wedding possible, and eventually became the top DJ of the barn. And one thing I noticed whenever I was DJing other events is I would have to figure out where I was setting up my equipment. I was having to figure out where the ceremony spot was. Did I have the biggest cable so I could run that sound to that area? Our venue, we have 4 different ceremony sites, so a lot of times it's a lot of adaptability for the venues, for the vendors. So the goal with our vendors is they know the venue so well. So even if it's raining outside and we need to switch you to our inside stable ceremony site, we can easily do that. Or let's say it's a really beautiful sunset, our photographer can spot that, sneak you out on our golf cart, go take those beautiful sunset shots, and you're not wasting hours of your reception. You're just gonna go get those amazing shots and come right back in and party.
Yeah, I mean, that really is the beauty. I mean, a lot of times the photography, the photos really, they mean a lot. It's something that we're passionate about too, because we want the bride and groom to have the best photos possible, and to be able to go to the different ceremony spaces and really be able to highlight the different times of the day. And if you really want a nighttime moonlight type photo, or if you really want a sunset photo, it's really cool to work with our photographers and even plan that out beforehand, incorporate that into the timeline, and make sure there's enough time and that you're not rushed. And it's actually a fun part of it, 'cause sometimes the pictures can be a little overwhelming.
So let's talk about what comes included in the all-inclusive. So what's included in the all-inclusive? It is of course, coordinator. You got to have coordination. You got to have someone that's going to be your best friend, handling those conversations, timelines. I'm probably talking over what you want to talk about for it.
Yeah.
Explain a little more about what comes in coordination.
So I think the coordination, I mean, I'm partial, but I find that that is probably our highest quality, top value item that we offer. And a lot of times I find that there are vendors, not vendors, there are coordinators that venues tend to provide, and they oftentimes show up and you've never met them before. They have no clue even how to pronounce your name.
Yeah.
And we actually facilitate a fantastic relationship from the moment they book to the moment they leave.
Yeah.
And it's really, really gratifying for us as coordinators because we really get to know these people. And this is a wedding day. This is something that they have dreamed about since the beginning.
Yeah.
And, you know, to be able to offer everything we can and have a fantastic team that really cares, I think that is fantastic. I think it is something that I don't know of any other venues that even offer this.
Yeah. We offer in-house coordination, so our coordinators know exactly how to work within the venue, how to work with all our vendors. And I see a lot of venues where they're doing contracted outside coordination. So a lot of times you have to schedule a time to figure out when you can show up. You have to talk to another person to even talk to your venue, and it just becomes too much.
Yeah, and then you have to talk to one person to talk to another person to schedule a venue walkthrough, and you hope that the venue walkthrough that you're going to go through right before your wedding day, you hope that everything just comes into place. It's very I don't know how people do it, but we love to be able to have access to the venue anytime we want and be able to provide meetings where we're going to sit and talk about the decorations and talk about the timeline and really put everything together and dot all our I's and cross all our T's. And then I can't tell you how many times I've had those meetings, and even our final meetings with these brides, and they come back to me and they're like, I truly feel like I can breathe after this. Like I can, I can actually enjoy my wedding day. I can go to rehearsal and not be able to stress about what's going to happen the next day. I can sleep at night. These are
and that's
big
the goal.
decisions. Yeah.
We want our brides to feel like guests at their own wedding. We don't want them to stress about every detail, because what's the point of all this if you're just worrying, if you're shivering on your wedding day, you know, you need to feel like a VIP.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to think to yourself, I can't wait till this is over because this is so much stress. You know, this has got to be something that you look back on 5 years from now and you're like, I want to relive this day because it was so fantastic.
And I think that's the biggest compliment is when we hear that, you know, when I hear a bride say, I wish I could do this all over again. Because I think it really just, it's a job achieved on our end, and that's our goal.
That's so true.